mad on TikTok. And so are the stud substitute teachers. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there has been this little kerfuffle going on TikTok where the men are upset. They are saying being a provider is a scam. They are saying that they literally have their wife and mother of the kids working a billion jobs because, if they were to actually help them, that would be spiritual warfare. They are also talking about the fact of, okay, let me set this up for you guys because we're going to jump right into it. I have so much to talk about. I would have FaceTime all y'all, but it would have taken too long. So welcome to the group chat. Okay, welcome to the group chat. So in any case, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to call this series. Welcome to the group chat. I'll change the title afterwards. All right. Welcome to the group chat, episode 1, 2, whatever. So listen, if you guys don't know, there was a substitute teacher that looked very young for their age, and they were fired. Now they are male identified, I assume, right? And they were fired, and there was a whole kerfuffle, and they were all over TikTok defending themselves. And I was like, what? It's hard enough for teachers as it is. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Don't y'all ever? And then I saw the video that got them fired, and I said, oh. And then I saw the people defending, and I said, wait, what? So I brought this here for us to talk about, okay? And then we're going to get into the men being mad because, baby, they are doing think pieces about why being a provider is a scam. And I have a lot of my own thoughts about this, right? Because, all right, not in my personal life. In my personal life, my man. But as a woman, you guys know this. It's always the bum ninjas that fixate, obsess, and go in. But as far as being a provider, I'm confused. They talk about, oh my God, if you got a Bentley, you got this woman. Where are these men buying these Bentleys? I don't understand how people that work at Chick-fil-A, no shit if you work for Chick-fil-A, it's a great living, how people that work for Chick-fil-A act like somebody's trying to dig for money that they don't have. But you know what? We'll get into that later because I have thoughts. But first, let's get into the substitute teacher because, girl, what? I hope everybody's Monday workday is going well. But let's get right into this. So just to set it up, there was a teacher. She was a sub. He was a sub. They were a sub. I think they male identify. That's why I said the men are going crazy. But they were a sub, and they went to go teach at their school. That's all you need to know. Now watch the video because you're going to see exactly what you're going to have thoughts. And then we're going to get into the backstory, and I'm going to break it down for y'all. Okay, so volume up. Let's get into this. Hold on.
We got a new hustle unlocked. I'm a school teacher now. Little brothers. Let's get the day rolling. Who would have ever thought? Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
Now, we already heard from the beginning, right? Let me just rewind it if you didn't. There's more. All right. But they're like, all right, new character unlock. They going to teach at school. My first thing is you hear the kids in the background being like, is that a teacher? And they giggling to themselves. But hold on, because I think you missed something. First of all, they got My Breakfast of Champions as a teenager. Skittles, Gatorade. Well, they got some gummy hamburgers in there. Okay, fine. Already you young-minded, because I don't know what it is, but after 25, Skittles just don't hit the same. But we're going to keep going.
Let's get the day rolling. Who would have ever thought?
The fact that they highlighted, is that a teacher? So we would know they said that, and then they giggle. Okay, let's keep going.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
Somebody said, I thought she was a student when she first came in. I don't think she identifies as woman. I think she identifies as male, or at the very least, she's a stud. Okay, fine. but also giggling about, I thought that was a student when they came in. And when I heard that, I gotta be honest with you, I was like, so what? Okay, fine. They look a little young. They look this, they look that. I was still with it saying, I believe oh, sorry. I was like, yo, I believe the children are the future. We got to teach them well and show them their way. Give them all the something so they can thrive inside. Okay, but hold on. So this is when, again, the uniform, the fit, walking in. I said, but you know what? Looks can be deceiving. I'm not gonna lie. I've been on jobs where I came in dressed conservatively, or at least I thought conservatively, and people are like, yeah, like all on me. HR pulled me aside, where it's like, it is not my fault that Molly from accounting is built like a Twizzler. I have hips. There's nothing I can do to hide my hips. There's nothing I can do to hide. And no, I'm not, unless you want to give me a new wardrobe, no, I'm not buying new clothes 10 sizes too big. Get out of here. But keep going. So it's 8:30 a.m. They chilling, kicking back, lecturing the students. I said, okay, what's the problem? You about to hear the problem. All right, you about to hear the problem.
Yeah, they got it going on at this junk. They stay bound. Okay then. Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young, I look like one of them.
And then every woman watching this, I know your heart sank. Because you knew the BS. She literally said, as literally little kids, marching, looking awkward like we all should look like when we're little kids, was like, damn, shorty, while you're looking at someone that looks like they're 12 years old and then saying, yo, these kids trying to take me out. These kids going to want to take me out. Plus, I look so young. And I said, oh, I know what's going over here. See, here's the thing. But, let's continue because there's more to the story. But let me just drop my thing. I think, woman knows that weirdo teacher or that weirdo substitute teacher that wants to be young and cool and down so bad. And why I think most women cringe at that is because when we were little girls, that teacher just didn't want to be a friend. They literally were interested in the girls. They were doing something creepy at the time that when we were young, we couldn't figure out that they was literally trying to push up on us. They was always in the kids' business. They always wanted to be this. That. The fact that you are delighting at the fact that you look so young, you're by saying, damn, shorty, to little kids, you're saying that you see something that's making you go, ooh. And the fact that you think they're going to take you out, they're going to try to take you down because you look so young, you got to protect yourself. There's temptation left and right in a preschool. My guy, listen, it's not over. It's not over. Let's get back into this. So, walking through the halls, doing this, doing the fit check, doing whatever. It's going down. All right. Fine. A couple of things, first of all, right? Now you finally leaving for the day. Now, pause. Because here's the thing. I felt it in my soul. You are a weirdo and you don't need those kids. You don't need to be around those kids. I will say that, one, it's illegal to be filming little kids, right? And why would you post something that said, damn, shorty, for little kids looking all awkward, holding like pom-poms and stuff? Because the spirit of a woman, my ancestors guided me to be like, yo, something ain't right. So I went to their Instagram page, and this is what I don't understand. See, people shouldn't judge you by your social media. But if we see your social media and you doing weird stuff and you're doing it for the public to see, why would you want your kid around this weirdness? Because look at this. I went to her social media page and look what she was posting. Hold on, y'all. She's posting, can I even say it? She's posting dancing to, like, you're a teacher. You're wearing your prosthetic in your underwear. Do you wear that all the time? I'm trying to get around censorship, but like your content is highly sexualized. So when your content is highly sexualized and you're going to a school saying, damn, short, what are people supposed to think? Why haven't you been? So anyway, they fired the substitute teacher.
No fucking way.
But here's the part where it gets weird. The substitute teacher that got fired, they then posted something about because when they got fired, a storage unit threw all their stuff outside and it got soaked. So now she's trying to get GoFundMe's. But anybody that's ever done public storage or any type of storage at all knows they don't throw your stuff outside. They auction it off. So you literally set up a fake outside. And while we're at it, she set up a thing on her Twitter where she said that the girl's mom even apologized to her. The one she objectified apologized to her and also tried to give her money. This con artist that was being weird with little kids has set up GoFundMe's to help because apparently, because they got fired from a substitute teacher job for one day for being weird, they're now been plunged into poverty and they're even faking stuff. Again, this is what I mean. When you see something weird happen, it usually is weird all over in life, but it's not over.
God, look at all the water on my fucking shit, my bed, and bro, no.
This is all fake and staged, y'all. All of it. Bro. What storage unit do you know that throws your stuff out on the storage unit? Even if you was late, even if they was mad, they auction that mess off. They don't throw it out. They're not even allowed. They don't even have a key to your storage unit.
No fucking way.
My chair, where's my machines, my shoes, and everything. I'm finna tweak out.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Now, one thing that I thought was really interesting, before we get to the men are going crazy, that I thought was really interesting about this is for this substitute teacher to do all this stuff, the substitute teacher posted it, made it go viral, posted this girl right here, and pretty much ruined her life at school. And the same psycho, the substitute teacher's out here faking stage ops. Listen to this.
Man, I gotta get up at these school kids trying to take me down.
Everybody has seen this video everywhere, and if you haven't, just go watch it. So there was this substitute teacher at our school that made a really weird comment to one of my friends. The comments on that video are talking about how it's her fault because she was staring. Posting this on my account because I have a bigger following and she wants to talk about it. So here's my friend Kamira.
Okay.
So I'm Kamira. I keep getting.
This is the girl that was in the video. That this teacher that everybody is now defending, saying she shouldn't have lost her job. I'm sorry, they shouldn't have lost their job. Yes, they should have. Listen to this.
For no reason. It was a comment that she posted on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And my mom actually, my mom knows about this. Why everybody be like, I'm grown for looking at a grown woman. But if somebody was recording you from like right here,
Being a
looking
weirdo.
at you, you're going to look at them. Apparently, like it's like common sense to look. The second thing is, I am not grown. There was a lot of comments made that I'm grown. The second thing is, I am not the reason she got fired. She was the reason she got herself fired. You gotta know that the whole school saw it. Every coach, every teacher, everybody saw the video. She posted on every platform that she has. So it's not even I told. Third, my volleyball team went to the state, and I'm on a cheer team. Walking around the school when they had like a mini parade. So it's a lot of cameras in your face because everybody's recording you. If she had her camera like this, okay, I smile. But she had her camera like she wanted to talk about somebody. So I'm getting bullied by so many grown people that they don't have nothing to do with it. Like I was looking like look. And then look, they're still talking. Look at this. Do you not see this? You know I'm supposed to record students after you're seeing her apologies. Some teachers record students.
Ask for consent.
Yeah, it's common sense. She didn't ask for consent. She walked around the whole school recording kids. I'm not even bashing her about it, but it's just the simple fact that y'all blaming me for what happened and I didn't even do anything.
We're not even trying to be mean towards the sub because I may have not meant it in a weird way, but it was just taken weirdly. Calling her the things she called her. It's getting better. She made an apology video, and her apology video was good. If you're gonna make an apology video about a video that you messed up about, why aren't you taking it down? And I think the reason that she is not taking it down is because she is so worried about the likes.
Yeah. But she said that every student was around her and we knew her. Nobody knew her. The reason I know her is because I have a job. I'm not gonna say what I work in this year. I have a job and she be at my job. I said I was staring at her like I wanted her. I've
seen that person before. I've never heard about her. She has a lot of followers.
And literally, if she stopped harassing me on the internet or something I did not even do, I did not get her fired. I did not look at her in a sexual way. I didn't do anything. The only thing I was doing is being a child.
Peace out, guys. Justice for Kamira. Stop bullying Kamira. hashtag stop bullying Kamira.
Where have we gone in society that this weirdo was filming kids getting excited from attention she imagined kids giving her, to doing all this stuff, stunt queen? And the same people that are saying the kids need a teacher, you need to relate to kids, are the same people that are letting this poor little girl be bullied left, right, front, and center, and nobody even cares. Y'all, people have things to say. Hold on. There were things to say. Because
damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up at these school kids trying to take me down.
Everybody has seen this video.
That substitute teacher that was fired on her first day was not ready to step foot in no classroom. Getting told that you look like one of the students is not the compliment that you thought it was. They were saying that you look childish. It wasn't giving professionalism, is what they're saying.
Now, let me just pause this young lady real quick, because I get the fact that they were saying they look childish, but I'm a big believer that a lot of dress codes should be obliterated. I think dress codes are what they do to separate between class. I think dress code is what they do to keep you in the corporate hustle. I think that someone does not have to be dressed like Mrs. Frazzle from the Magic School Bus in order to get respect. I do believe that it's her mindset that was the problem. But let's continue.
Why are we wearing big chains to go sub a classroom? Are you coming to teach or are you coming to impress? And can we talk about the damn shorty? Who's the shorty? Not that child that you were recording, that you should have never been recording in the first place. There's no way. And then you follow it up with sheesh. Truthfully, if you never ended up back into a classroom again, I wouldn't be upset. And lastly, I understand everybody wants to be a content creator, but we have to understand there's time and there's place. Recording like that on your first day is crazy work. Recording yourself putting your feet up on this teacher's desk is also crazy work. Recording the students, also crazy work.
I agree with everything but the feet up on the desk. Sorry.
That was your first day and you did two.
So I know y'all seen that substitute teacher get fired on her first day.
Yeah. We got a new hustle unlocked. I'm a school teacher now. Little brothers. Let's get the day rolling.
As I'm watching the video, the shit was creepy. Like, I can't lie. Like, let's watch the specific comment that she said.
Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up at these schools.
Damn, shorty is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if I was a parent and I went on social media and seen a teacher recording my child saying, damn, shorty, I'm gonna flip out. No cap. I'm gonna be mad as hell. These are children we talking about. Then you got your feet on the table, talk about you finna let the kids do whatever.
My kids ain't have to do too much, man. I really, to be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm.
Okay, so at the end of the day, the feet on the table isn't really throwing me. I mean, at the end of the day. And also, you're not going to make the kids do too much. You're a substitute teacher. You're not teaching them how to walk through the promised land. I mean, I know when substitute teachers were in our class, baby, it was a party all day and night.
That type of teacher.
Parents send a child to school to learn, to fill their head up with knowledge and the shit that they need to know. So if I get on social media and I see a teacher talk with their feet on the desk talking about they gonna let my child do whatever, I'm gonna be mad as hell. Then you talking about they trying to take me down and through there. What? Like, bro, what?
He's trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young. I look like one of them.
And I also seen a video of her trying to explain herself, said she ain't that type of person, which she probably not even on that, but
yeah,
whatever, what you just did, it's unacceptable. Period, point blank. Like,
see,
I can't
here's the thing, right? And I don't know if men went through this, but definitely women, when we were little girls, we experienced it. There's a lot of people that want to teach because they love children and they want to be a light and a guidance and a mentor, right? There's also a bunch of people that get into teaching because they want to relive their high school years, and they think being a teacher centers them as the cool person all of a sudden, the cool guy. Before, all the girls, the popular girls, ignored you and you sat in the back or in the front and blah, blah, blah. But now you a teacher and you come in and you got them around you and you know what to say. And those little boys, they be like losing their voice, but you be like, oh, that's a nice shirt. Like, I remember between in my school and in my friend's high school, right? And even 8th grade, we didn't know it then. We just thought that they were weird, but teachers that were too familiar, and they were literally not ego tripping, but they were popularity tripping. It's almost like they thought they were starring in the movie of 18 again. And they were going to be the prom queen. And now the prom queen is like in their face, like, oh, hi, yes, blah, 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 blah. It was weird. And I think that's the vibe I got off. I get the people saying, oh, foot on the desk, whatever. Her clothes, their clothes, okay, whatever. My issue is you should not be around kids if you are already showing that you find them attractive, or you are even thinking about them finding you attractive and taking you down. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But let me just keep going. Hold on. There's more to this. One second. Where we at? Here we go.
No passes. And I can't even feel bad. For one, why is we even recording at a school with a bunch of underage children? Wow, like what are we doing? Why is we saying damn shorty to kids? These are kids we talking about. There's no more professionalism, and honestly, it was for sure your last day, baby. It's over with. People just taking it too.
We should be thankful she didn't have professionalism, because she could have been professional and said the damn shorty in her head, and that would have been a problem.
Far with this content shit, like, do you want to be a teacher or do you want to be a content creator? I'm convinced she literally went to be a substitute teacher just to record.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
A substitute teacher was fired on her very first day after posting TikTok videos of her students.
All right, so I watched the whole video about this teacher. I watched the original video that the individual posted themselves, which I thought it was wild, because you're a substitute teacher. You are walking in the building in that capacity. 2, you don't have the rights to record and video any students. And then at the same time, you are staring a student in the eye, talking about some damn sheesh. Like, what in the world? That is wild to me. And the crazy part is this happens a lot. Like, you hear about stuff going on all the time with teachers, substitute teachers, the inappropriate behavior. It's just wild. But my question in my mind is, had they not recorded the video, would they have also realized, without anyone saying anything, just based on self-reflection and your own thoughts in your mind, would that individual have known that it wasn't the right thing to do, that it was wrong, it wasn't a good look? I really don't think so. When I saw the apology and that substitute teacher kept saying, I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake. Like, kind of like, leave me alone. Y'all back off. I got fired. from my other job. What else do y'all want from me? Yeah, that's not it. On top of that, they said, I'm actually a good person to have around your kids, and I'm a good mentor. So for me, I'm thinking, if you are in that position, you're a good person to have around the kids. That comment shouldn't have came out your mouth. And then the other thing is, if you're going to be in the position or want people to see you as a good mentor yourself first. Tell yourself, I'm not walking in this school saying some damn sheesh, looking at another student. Come on now. That's crazy. I guarantee if that video wasn't posted and all that backlash happened, that substitute teacher would not have came out and made the apology and said it was a mistake, because I really feel like at no point in time when the TikTok was being reported and they were walking into school, did they realize that, you know what, I probably shouldn't do this. This isn't a good look. And to have the damn sheets, that got me. And you got the girls, y'all making eye contact, like what?
Yeah.
Come on, you got to separate yourself.
That's crazy. I remember being an 8th grade girl, 9th, 10th, 11th, and the way the teachers be on you. It's a good take.
Trust me, it's gonna come through your For You page. So she's a content creator, and she's a bulldagger also. So she decided on her first day she was gonna go to the school and record kids, record how her day went. So she put that video on TikTok, and she think that video is why she got fired. No, you put that video on TikTok, and they went to your TikTok, and they seen that you did a get ready with me with a fucking strap on. You had a strap on in your goddamn boxers to start your get ready with me. They didn't want you around them motherfucking kids. They ain't probably had shit to do with that shit that you posted from the school.
I think it did.
No, these kids gonna be going to your TikToks and like, oh shit, I thought this was a girl. What the? You doing videos? You doing strap-on videos?
This is the video in question. Now, hold on a second, because what is the big deal with, hold on. What is the big deal with strap-ons? Hold on. Is it because it looks like a, whatchamacallit? Male ego, gender insecurity, patriarchal conditioning. No. She should not have been walking into school with that. No. That's literally like her getting ready, get ready with me with a Smex toy. No. Guards, lock her up. Oh no. So you guys, just to put this more into quote, she did a get ready with me as she was getting ready to go to her first day in school, and she had a blank on. And that is literally the epitome of a Smex toy. You don't just give it receipt. Ugh, I don't even want to get demonetized, but no. No. Let's keep going. This was her gift.
As you guys may know, I am the
Here's her apology.
Recently fired from teaching because of my TikTok. It's honestly so sad how sick the world is that you guys automatically mischaracterize me fully without further context. I'm a content creator. I record everything I do, so it was typical for me. And as you guys know, if you do...
Here's my point. She still doesn't see it. Y'all mischaracterize me without further context. You looking at if it was my daughter, my niece, my kid, looking at them, talking about something like they literally in their awkward 11, 12-year-old phase, go team, braces still shiny, talk about some damn shorty. If you, no. And this is why I'm glad they fired them. They still don't get it. They don't get that it was the sexual nature and inappropriateness is why they still don't get it.
If you create content, you will know that everything you see is not what you get. Majority of the content that you do see was recorded while I was alone. It looked as if I had a class, but I did not have a class, and the school knows that. I did not have a class. I had nothing but free time. Aside from the body camera that was already recording, everything else was recorded when I was alone.
Did you hear that? Besides the body cam that was already recording. So you had a body cam, a hidden camera on your body to record the students, to record people's reactions. Oh, baby, you was Deion Sanders ready for prime time. You did your get ready with me, put your blank on. So just in case any of your kids went to the TikTok, they would know what time it is, right? If they curious, baby, you got the answers, right? You did all that. You put on a body cam and then you sat there and edited it So we could see those reactions of people being like, oh my God, you look so young. You look just like a teacher. Or, oh my God. Yo, I'm glad they got this, got them away from the children, baby. It is giving predator.
And as I explained to Lake Cormont when I first arrived, this was my very first time subbing ever. I had absolutely no idea that I couldn't record students, or else I definitely wouldn't have done it. I truly would have honestly recorded myself if I knew it was an issue with recording students. I went on TikTok before I worked, and that's what I seen. I'm by far no predator or anything close to it. That is
Question for the chat. Have you ever seen a predator admit they are, in fact, a predator? I have never seen a predator admit that they are, in fact, a predator. I've never, ever, ever seen that happen in my life. Heard it happen in my whole life. I've never heard it. Never, ever, ever, ever. Let's keep going.
Signs for it even to be put onto me. I truly just thought I was doing something good for the youth. Like, honestly, and I was enjoying it. I wasn't going to make a video, but I've been receiving an awful amount of hate. I feel like it was necessary for me to clear my name up. I truly do apologize for how it may seem, but my slang and terminology is much different than...
You know what's one thing that I really can't get past about that one stud who just got fired from the substitute teaching job? It's how the fuck you wear that dick everywhere you go. Did you have that dick on when you was in the school?
I'm sorry, I just had to throw that one in there because I thought it was funny. But exactly, according to the guy with the get ready with me, she did have it on her the whole day. She did the get ready with me. Again, I get the point of being like, yo, you shouldn't be fired. But let me tell you something. I truly feel in this country, this is why kids aren't protected, okay? And let's be real. There's probably a little homophobia involved because I feel like there's probably some homophobia involved where because they were a stud. I don't know if they identify as a stud or male. I don't know. So they were part of the LGBTQ community. All of a sudden, I'm sure that triggered homophobia. And they were like, oh no, get it out, get it out, get it out. Because if you put anybody in the LGBTQ around children in America, we're going to be like, oh my God, Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Because there have been men substitute teachers and women that have been presenting as heterosexual that have done way more and gotten away. It took them longer to get fired. I think about in my 8th grade in my high school, the stuff that adults accepted. And the thing is, we as kids, we didn't know. Even if you 18 years old in high school, 17, 16, 15, you don't know. You don't know anything about that. But adults know what the energy is. Adults know what it was hitting for, right? And since they know what it's hitting for, again, male teachers that are too friendly, they're always the ones that like all the girls are going to be like, Mr. So-and-so, blah, 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 broke up with me. And we just think they're just like a cool teacher giving us advice on men. But when you're an adult, you're like, stop. Why are you talking to little girls about their little crushes? Why are you talking to little girls about this? Why are you saying, yeah, come? What? Like, it's weird. So for these people saying, oh, well, they didn't need to fire her. There was homophobia in the firing. I'm 100% certain because I was in the comments. I heard it, right? But on top of that, if we want to live in a society where children are actually protected, we need to take a zero stance against people that would seek to do harm to our children. Zero policy. If you are in charge of looking after little kids and you say, damn shorty, about anyone, you're gone. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because if these are the thoughts that you're willing to say out loud, what are you thinking in private? If this is what you made the comment, you edited it, you posted them. So you saw this over and over and over, and you saw the final edit, and you looked at it and you said, yeah. Really? Okay, let's keep going.
Oh, fucking way for look at all of my shit.
So this is her crying that her stuff got put out. But this lets me know also they were right to fire her because I think that lady is very, very crazy. Because at the end of the day, to me, this is all staged. when public storage or security, U-Haul, whatever that storage place is, you know that they don't just throw your mess out on the curb. They don't. They sit at the auction. They don't give you a thing, but they do not throw it. The Queen's Conversation Corner said, Tisa, the Queen's Conversation Corner said, Tisa, your reaction after you realized what a strap-on was is frying me. The sub is way out of pocket. Yo. When I Googled that, because I thought, no. Get her out of there. Get her out of there. Like, no. Okay, listen, let's switch topics, right? Because there's another thing where the men are acting up, okay? So apparently there's this huge debate on TikTok right now where, and y'all got to come look at this. There is a thing on TikTok right now where the men are now revolting because they're saying being a provider is a scam. And let me just say this, because I know I'm not going to call anybody a pick-me. I'm not going to call anybody a dusty. I'm not going to listen, let's be respectful in this as we listen to what these people have to say, regardless of whether you're for or against, you think they have an opinion. Just be respectful. And I promise to be respectful too, okay? You big dummies, but let's keep going. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
No fucking way. My child, where's my machines, my shoes, and everything I'm finna fucking tweak out.
Somebody said, hold on, protect your peace at Tisa. I was wondering if the blank on needed to be worn all day. When you Google the way blank ons work, you're going to ask yourself, why were you wearing that all day? How is that possible? There's something wrong. You were in a very erogenous space while you're working with children and then saying, damn, shorty, oh, they're going to try to take me down because I look so young. Yo, it was, yeah. Nope. And again, I do acknowledge it was probably homophobia that got her out of there so quick, because heterosexual predators, it takes a long time to get them out of it. But baby, listen, I get it. But this ain't the one to go marching on, because at the end of the day, oh no.
I ain't gonna make this.
Okay, here we go. Listen. So we're switching topics. This is the men now saying that being a provider is a scam. This video actually went viral on TikTok. I have parts 1 and 2. And there's also some other men that actually chime in. And we're going to have a talk about this. Listen.
But check this out, though. I feel like being a provider has always been a fucking scam. Look at the niggas that was 100% providers, bro. Either their first child wasn't theirs or one of the children wasn't theirs. You feel me? 20 years into the marriage, 15 years into the marriage, the bitch want to leave. You can never keep the bitches happy. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, a man complaining about being a provider is already off the bat referring to us as bees. So because of that, I will open the floor to refer to him as a dusty. Okay, we have established the rules of engagement. Let's keep going.
And you can take the bitch to all type of trips. She still don't feel fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? You can buy a bitch a brand new Benz or whatnot. It's still not. That's what I'm saying, bro. Being a provider, it's not. It don't do shit for you.
Okay, pause. Let's look at the examples he gave. You took a bee on vacation and she still don't feel fulfilled. Being a provider does not mean that somebody becomes your little toy and puppet and they can't have their own dreams, hopes, and ambitions. Just like being the best housewife does not ensure that your husband is not going to cheat on you, that your husband is going to be like, I got everything I need at home. You can keep the best house, the most beautiful house, the most best kept children, most beautiful, enrich their life. Doing acts of service to someone does not guarantee that somebody is going to forsake themselves in gratitude, first of all. And it's a trip. Second of all, right? When they say, you buy in bins and stuff, why are men always using examples that don't exist? How many men are really out there buying girls' Benzes? And I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious. How many? How many provider men, because we all are working 9 to 5s, right? How many of these provider men are out here buying girls' Benzes and then being cheated on, not having the first child be theirs? So let me get this straight. You got to do nothing, contribute nothing, still want the role of being a man, because I'm sure that's coming. We're going to listen to this, right? You still want the role of being a man, but you don't want to provide. So and here's all I'm saying. We got to be real, right? Most people are working 9 to 5s. You cannot expect someone that makes the same amount as you to provide, especially if you don't have enough to cover your own expenses. But you can expect that man to sacrifice for you. Women sacrifice in a different way. We'll get into that. But the whole point is, like my dad always said, it don't matter. Somebody that works at McDonald's that only makes $500 a week, how much does a McDonald's pay? That's making $1,000 a week, right? At McDonald's. If they're giving you $500 out their check, baby, they love you down. They love you down. And they're putting their money where their mouth is. Because when men talk is cheap, they'll tell you whatever. You really got to see, like, what tangible have you done? Did you put money in my account? You don't got any money? Have you built this IKEA shit that's been laying in my house for the last 3 weeks? You don't know how to put IKEA shit? Do you drive me to the grocery store? You don't know how to drive me to the grocery store? Did you at least schedule a Trader Joe's picnic date and get some damn ginger snaps? And remember when Trader Joe's had those Jamaican beef patties? Oh my God. Why did they ever let those go? The Trader Joe's beef patties, Jamaican beef patties, top tier, top tier, top tier. I don't even like beef patties, and that was my joint. But did you put together a Trader Joe's picnic and just pick a pretty place in the park and tell me to come sit down while you give me some the Trader Joe's watermelon cooler or the pomegranate sparkler, some beef patties, and we eat some ginger snaps? And then you buy me a pop. Like, I don't understand with men, because talk is cheap and feelings change. And again, I know women are going to be like, Tisa, that's not true. It is true. And if you don't realize it, you will realize it in a second. It needs tangible things. You need tangible things. Women, we're naturally equipped with that. No matter what a woman says, our love language is acts of service. We've been conditioned by society to do acts of service. The trick is to do it, to give acts of service after they've shown you that they've either invested time, money, or effort. But going back to what my dad said, somebody giving you $500 out of their check and they only make $1,000 a week, baby, they love you down. They see forever with you. That's the type of sacrifice, as opposed to someone that got $1 million that's throwing you $500. That ain't nothing. They're literally throwing you pennies to shut you up. It literally all is about effort. And like my dad always told me too, don't never marry a frugal or a stingy man. Don't ever marry him, because when people, this is what they try to shame young girls with money. And we're going to get back in this story, but let me just get this one off. When a man is frugal with his money, he is going to be frugal with his time. He's going to be frugal with his love. He's going to be frugal with his energy. It is. People that are frugal, I'm not talking about wise with their money. I'm not talking about careful with their money. I mean frugal, cheap, right? They always have a thing that they want to make sure that they always come out with more. They are measuring every interaction to make sure they never give more than you give. They're measuring every interaction, from financial to emotional to effort. Clock that. Listen, I'm telling y'all, if you don't believe it, you'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Let's keep going.
Bro, as a man, it don't do nothing but keep you financially stressed, mentally stressed. You feel me? It's no point of doing that shit, bro. Focus on yourself, gang. Scope and mold yourself in your future, bro. You know what I'm saying? And just find you a bitch that's gonna get on your program. Or if she ain't trying to go 50-50, kick that hoe to the curb. Look, we in different times now, man. We gotta protect our goddamn mental, and we gotta protect our pockets, bro. Too many of our uncles, grandpas, you feel me, father, them niggas was suckers. You feel me? Them niggas was suckers. They ain't have all this game that we got flowing all around. You know what I'm saying? We got all this game on these apps and shit, man. You feel me? Protect your pockets, protect your mental. Being a provider, in my opinion, it's a fucking scam, bro. All the niggas I seen that was providers, bro, they ain't never shared the dark side, bro, of how that shit drove them into being alcoholics, being on drugs and shit. You feel me? They didn't just provided for this ungrateful bitch, put her up in this house, this and that and third, just for the bitch to divorce him, get the crib, and move a new nigga up in that bitch, and spending this nigga money. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Being a provider, bro, it's a scam, bro. It's a scam.
First of all, why hasn't this boy's mom told him to delete this? Let me tell y'all something. And this is something very, very important. This is why, as women, we have to start sticking up for ourselves and actually opening our mouths so that the younger generation actually knows what's up. If you're a woman, and I mean a woman, right? You know that if a man is treating you good, if a man is supporting you, if a man is providing for you, you aren't just going to get up and divorce that man. We all seen the dating pool. It's full of worse than urine. We all know what's out here. We see these dusties on the internet. We know what's out there. So when you get a good man, someone that you like, someone that means you no harm, somebody that supports you, and yes, someone that provides for you the best way he can, you don't just let them go. That's why whenever I see somebody being like, oh, she's stupid. When a woman is able to walk away from a good man, and hear me out. I know there's some crazy women that have the heart of Satan going through I'm not talking about that, because that's a very, very small percentage of women. And how do I know? Well, look at any dating show, look at any forum, look at any this. We all know who is the loser on the losing end of patriarchy. And that's us women, right? But my whole point in all this is to say, when I see a good man that another woman walked away from, I'm already looking at you like, he ain't a good man. Something wrong with him. Something's wrong. Now, there are some dumb women that be like, ooh, he's mine now, right? And I'm not talking about a regular breakup. I'm talking about the way, like, they'll be like he just said, he paid the bills, he did this, he did that. It drove him to alcoholism. It drove him to drug abuse. And then she left and moved another man in, and now he paying her bills. First of all, why are you clocking what another man does for a woman? Then you mad the new man is not paying? But second of all, let's look at this, because clearly, because women don't speak up to each other and to also the boys, not to say, could it be that your uncle was an alcoholic and a drug addict? And usually people that are alcoholics and drug addicts are abusive, or they're cheaters, or they are emotional terror. And that's probably why she left. And you're saying he was such a good provider, but he was an alcoholic and a rug addict. Since when are alcoholics and rug addicts good providers? But even then, could it be he was an absolute terror? And that's why, as much as he was a good provider, whatever he gave her, he walked away. She walked away and didn't look back. And if she had opened her mouth, instead of trying to be a stoic woman, and I don't know what happened, so I'm projecting, right? I'm filling in the blanks, right? If she had opened her mouth instead of being a good woman and a good this and that's a good, and opened her mouth and been like, that man is a drug addict, alcoholic. He is a terror. He is abusive. He is this, he's that. He's a cheater. That's why I left him. But no, we all want to be the person from Waiting to Excel with Tyler Perry, where they walk away with their head held high and they never tell anybody about the horrors we've experienced. And people might talk, but let them, because you have elegance and you have class and you're a goddamn idiot. He is the reason we need to start waking up the family group chat. Good morning, Maybell. The reason why I left your bitch ass son is because let me put in the mom, the uncle, the cousins, the brothers, the sisters. Who else? Who do I have to do? Oh yes, co-workers. Send. We need to start creating resumes so the truth of what these relationships look like. The fact of the matter is, this man is a little boy. And he was led to believe that when you provide for someone, you are buying a slave. Just like as women, we know I might give you the perfect house, the perfect case, sacrifice 30 years of my life. And guess what? You can walk away from me and I don't even get alimony. It is what it is. So how is it that now, first of all, a 50-50 relationship for a woman is a scam. I don't know any person that, because first of all, relationships that are 50-50 are a scam. If you're in a real relationship, and by real, I mean like a real relationship. I don't care how much money the person has. I don't care. If you're in a real relationship, a relationship is never 50-50. At times, I might be doing 80% of the work emotionally, and he's doing 20 because he's going through something. Or I might be going through something, and he puts in 90%. And I'm just being like, give me. I need to be selfish. I don't got time to think about anybody but me. A relationship is not about 50-50. One partner is always doing more than the other. But when it's your turn, because they're supposed to support you through life, when it's your turn for them to pour into you, now they're supposed to pour in. Relationships fall apart because you pour everything you have, and when it's your turn, they just like, can't your mom give you a ride? Your sister wasn't available. Why are you calling me for this? There's no such thing as a 50-50 relationship. And especially in patriarchy, when you have children, right? There's no such thing. So for you saying, I will say one thing he is true on, you need to find somebody on your program. If you are dumb enough to find somebody that will give up their youth, their beauty, their time to be 50-50 with you, and they basically are a glorified roommate that you can do the horizontal lambada with while they're breaking their back, doing all the stuff. And women do bear the burden of raising the children. Again, there might be men out there that's really, really meeting 50-50, but it's always few and far between. And again, 50-50 don't exist. It doesn't exist. It's finding someone that is willing to pour into you as much as you are willing to pour into them. However, everything's not equal. Can I match my man dollar for dollar? No. He would laugh me out of the thing. I would laugh. I wouldn't even try. I'd be like, all right, you got that. You got the money. Can I match him dollar to dollar? Hell no. But can he match my In-N-Out style burgers? Can he match? Can he match my decorating acumen? I think not, right? The whole point of the matter is there's more to a relationship to just money. And the thing is, being a provider is a scam. You got to get on, like, I don't understand these men. You're the man, you should lead. You literally came on the internet because you want to tell other men that you're mad that you see them providing for the women in their lives. You mad. You mad. You clocking somebody else's thing and you don't like it. And you probably don't like it because you tried to probably convince the girl you wanted to go 50-50 with you. And all her girlfriends are like, what? Absolutely not. So now you're like, wait, to get the girl I really want to lower her standards to be 50-50, right? Then why don't I just start this national campaign to brainwash anyone? Again, I do agree with one thing. Get somebody on your program. But often with men like this, they don't want a woman that's on their program. They want the woman that makes them look like they are a millionaire. Let me just say something. I have noticed that in this society, women are social capital for men. Your beauty, when somebody's like, what do you bring to the table? It's a dumb question. Like I was watching, what's that one guy? That one Muslim guy that gives a bunch of talks where he was like, what type of men who was the ridiculous feminine men that started? And you know, let's stop saying feminine men because feminine is not an insult. You're strong. I was on Nara Smith's page and she was like talking about her child and she said something so beautiful. She was like, you know, as women, we are the bridge between the heavens and earth. We bring life into this world. To be feminine is to be an amazing, beautiful thing. We literally bring life into this world, okay? But here's my point. This guy was saying that He was saying that it's a ridiculous question to be like, on a date, what do you bring to the table? You are my guest. This is not a potluck. Bring to the table. This is my table. I own the table. Okay? I provide for the table. What type of, it's like me inviting you to my house for a feast and then stopping you at the door and be like, what did you bring? What are you talking about? The only thing you should bring to the table on a date is your sparkling personality. What did JT says? Just some lip gloss, nothing but a bag and some MAC lip gloss, right? That's all you should be when you are bringing things to the table. In this era of what do you bring to the table, I feel like a whole generation of men are going to gaslight women that all of a sudden they're the bad bees. All of a sudden, we need to step our game up if we ever want to get a man, which as a woman, getting a man is the easiest thing you can do. You can have a different man in your bed every MF night if you want. And they'll go to the mall with you or go hang out with your friends. Getting a man is easy. But you know what? I'm getting off track. Let's get back into this.
Y'all boys protect y'all pockets, protect your mental. You feel me? Read, pray, meditate, work out. You feel me? Until that right one come along that's gonna get on that program, bro. You feel me? As men, we ain't gotta be constantly
Let me tell you something. We're entering a new age, and I think this is why men are so mad. As a woman, right, you can level up easier without a man. You can get into more rooms without a man. You can even get through school and get your education easier with a man because you ain't got nobody stressing you out. Once we are equal with money, because this is the one thing that these men don't realize, which, I mean, maybe this is a good thing. The patriarchy is changing. The whole point of provider men was to keep the woman silent. You mad that he down the street at Miss Shirley's house and there might be a kid that looked just like him that he's spending Christmas with? What you gonna do? He provided. He paid all the bills. He do this, he do that. It's hard to leave somebody when they are 100% in control of you, right? And me saying that you're gonna be the provider doesn't mean I'm gonna be sitting on my butt. I'm gonna be doing what I can to get money. But my money, anyway. The whole point of the matter is when you step into this territory, when guys are like, you need to get on a girl to get on a girl in the same program, well, what does the guy bring to the table? Why do I need to be in a committed relationship with you? Why do I need you? It's more fun going on vacation with my girlfriends, especially if I'm paying 50-50. It's more fun to go to brunch with my girlfriends, especially if I'm paying 50-50. If I'm paying half the bills and doing everything equally, then you're only here for what your sparkling personality. And right now, I do not see a sparkling personality.
Down in a motherfucking face for affection and attention, bro. Because at the end of the day, our role is to lead, bro. Lead and build. As long as you leading and you building, bro, you not gonna miss out on a bitch, bro.
I don't understand. If you leading and you building, you're a provider, stupid. You're a provider, stupid. And how you leading somebody, that's like saying, I'm the president of the company, but y'all paying for 50% of everything. You are not the president of the company. You are not, because it's 50% of my money. So yeah, I do have an opinion, and you are gonna have to sit down and talk to me about this. No, you cannot do. I don't understand. These young boys, they live in a fantasy. How old is this man? I don't know. You know how it is when you Black. He could be anywhere from 22 to 55. I don't know, right? It gets blurry. The whole point of the matter is you cannot have, to whom much is given, much is required. You cannot be the boss, the head honcho, the leader, the man, the big dog, but yet I'm giving 50. No. You ain't gonna be making, I'm submitting to you, but working like a dog to fund your dreams for my life. How about I just move you out the way and then it's fun? And I say that as, like they said, ain't nobody more anti-man than a woman in a happy relationship. I say that as a man that I found someone I always that was on course. So I get with this guy, saying find somebody that's on your thing. But I just don't understand it. How are you in charge and submissive and this, and you build and lead who? Where? You ain't leading. This is my boat, it's my ship. Where are you leading us? No, you are a guest, you sit down. But men like this often have a problem with the whole 50-50. It's like you want all the benefits, right? Oh, somebody said, Humpty Dumpty said, somebody really played him like a fiddle, he's hurt. I know, that's right. And here's my whole thing to men. I do have to say, you do have to get somebody on your program. I don't mean you gotta be stupid like this, but again, you have to set up standards. You have to decide if the person you're providing for actually likes you or respects you, or if they're using you. But I don't think there's this epidemic of women using men. I haven't seen it. Between me and my girlfriends, we haven't seen it.
I'm telling you, the real bitches gonna see that motion, bro. They gonna follow lead. You feel me? They gonna follow lead. I'm telling you.
Why would I follow the lead of anyone that is leading me when I'm literally running my own little kingdom? I'm running my kingdom. Why would I follow your lead? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, sir?
But yeah, though, like I'm saying, man, being a provider, in my opinion, I feel like that shit is stupid. Being a provider, 100% provider, that's stupid. And if the bitch ain't trying to get on the program and go 50-50 with you, I
would never. But you know, I realize we live in a day and age where people, I would just never. One, bitch is the bitch in the room. Oh, are you talking about yourself? Second of all, it's like the way ninjas are calling people brah and bruh and the N-word. Like the way men have tried to turn women into their homies, it's weird to me. It's weird, but they still want the same. It's like they want to be the perfect princesses. They grew up jealous of the way they perceive women as having it all, even though most men like this often grew up seeing their moms. Anyway.
I do not want.
Now, this is a different one. This is a different angle that we need to talk about. They said providing fully makes me unhappy and financially abusive. Listen to what this mofo got to say. And it's not just them. I picked the funniest ones, but this is literally trending.
Provide fully for my woman. I came to the realization that I can't. I do not want to. After many years, I used to say that I wanted a housewife. I want my woman to stay at home and work. But after careful inspection, after looking at myself with truthful eyes and not lying to myself, I realized that I will become extremely financially controlling and financially abusive, as they say, if I was to provide everything from my woman. Everything from, if she wants to go out, she has to call me. If she wants salt at the house, she has to tell me. If something renders at the house, it will even stress me. It will stress me to be the only person you have to call every time you need something. And for me, it will be taking away her freedom as well. I realize I do not like to do this.
Now, this is another scam. How are you taking away from my freedom if you don't put my name as an authorized user on this credit card and just move on? Again, what is going on with men? It's the gaslight of the nation.
You may call me a princess or whatever it is. I do not like it. I like it when my woman has her money and has her freedom to do whatever she wants with her money and whatever. If she was doing else, she'll go do it with her money. Sometimes I'm going to give her money. It's fine. But whenever I find myself in a position where I fully provide, I always feel the urge to control. Like when I call you and you don't answer your phone, I'm like, what? I just get extra agitated. And I don't know, it's because of the patriarchy. I don't know, because of toxic masculinity, but I can't. I cannot. And I think a lot of men have never truly.
Now, let's pause this because he brings up a really, really good point. And we got to talk about this, right? He says he feels the need to control. Now, let me tell you something from my experience with men. This need to control is going to come out whether he is buying you a lollipop or whether he is buying you a house off of the coast of Italy. This feeling is always going to come out. All right. Now, interestingly enough, right, he's going to try to start being controlling. This lets you know also the way the patriarchy feels and the way they raise men to think what their money does. And the way he says that the only way he cannot feel that way is if he doesn't give money. Ladies, pay attention to this, because remember I told you a long time ago, my daddy told me a man, my dad told me if he is not giving you his last penny, he's giving some woman his last penny, because men like to give. When men really, really like you, baby, you are their perfect princess. They want to pamper to you. They literally are putting on Beyonce's Cater to You while they getting dressed to for their what? Let me tell you, in pride and joy, thinking about all the ways they can make you happy and make you smile. I've said it once and I've said it again. A man that is not investing in you does not like you. Now we gotta be realistic. If your man works at Trader Joe's and he's making $25 an hour, he's not gonna be able to invest in you the same way somebody making $1 billion an hour can. Fine, we gotta live in reality. But yet and still, whatever that man has, he is giving it all. His emotion, his time, his energy, and yes, whatever spare money he has. And do you see how this guy is saying, I don't want to be a provider, because when I give everything I have, because men are raised to be like, to measure themselves by their accomplishment and their money. So when I give everything I have that I've worked so hard for, that I've sacrificed for, when I gave that to you, that makes me want to control. Anybody who's controlling is going to be controlling no matter what. It's going to find ways. All of a sudden, he's going to be like, well, I took time and went out on you with Friday. Where were you? I just sat to dinner with you. How come you not answer your phone? That control is going to come out. But again, if you listen to men long enough, right, they will tell you what they're about. And women, we told men what we're about from the beginning. What he values, right? He doesn't want to give, because if he gives it, he becomes controlling. But again, what does he value? The money, the money, the money. If a man is not investing in you, he doesn't like you. Remember that. Remember it. Remember it.
Analyze themselves how they are when they give women money. Give your woman money last week, ne? And then ask her to do, or you do something wrong and she's mad at you. All of a sudden you feel like she's unjustifiably mad at you, because why are you mad at me when I just gave you money last week? Or you call her to come through and she's like, I'm busy. You're like, why are you busy when I'm taking care of you? Or she just tells you, no, I don't have money to come to you. Like, what did you do with that money I gave you? Exactly. That's what they meant when they say you become financially abusive. Because there is no other way to not police them financially when you give them money. Maybe it's a me thing. I'm just saying, me personally, I've realized I will never have peace emotionally or otherwise, and have a very balanced relationship where she has a freedom, where I have my freedom, if I am to fully provide for her 100%. Maybe she needs to start a business. Maybe she needs to do hair. Maybe she needs to sell something. I can help her start a business, do whatever, if she wants to stay at home and be a housewife.
But he's still going to start the controlling thing. Don't, with these guys being like, well, no, a stingy man is a stingy man. He's already letting you know that he has trust issues. He's already letting you know that he has control issues. Control, because probably he doesn't trust himself, so he don't trust what you're doing. And he already is letting you know that he doesn't want to freely jump into a relationship and give everything he wants to give, because he is afraid he is going to lose. I'm just saying that.
But she needs to find a way to make her own money in that process, so that we cannot have this situation where everything is dependent on me. I won't do it. I can't do it. I've realized it will take away too much of my peace.
Then another thing I forgot.
Here you go. It would take away too much of his peace. Again, ladies, I will say one thing. Protect your peace. I was raised around men, a lot of them. I'm telling you one thing that is admirable, but women, we need to start doing this for ourselves, for our girlfriends, for our daughters, nieces, everyone. Men are raised to think that if it ever comes a choice between your own well-being and a relationship, it's always the well-being. They're always raised to believe a relationship will come. It doesn't matter. That's why you see men that have been married for 50 years and they leave a superstar that comes and smiles at them. That's Ariana Grande's whole thing, right? Travis Khaleesi and Taylor Swift, even though I don't know what the situation was with him and Kayla Nicole, even though I did see her Halloween thing. She cleared Taylor Swift. But my whole point of the matter is men are conditioned that whenever it's their feelings over their career, over their goals, over their dreams, you pick your goals and your dreams all the time. You bet on yourself and everything else will fall into place. And as women, we need to actually realize that too. People being like, oh, but he's a good man. There's lots of good men. I was raised by good men. There's lots of good men. Trust me on that. Trust me. Right? And if it's not, move out the city, move out the state, move out the country. Somebody gonna love you for the way that you are. You just got to be in that right position, right? The whole point of the matter is you have to listen to what men are saying and you have to realize what men value. And once you realize what men value, and maybe it's different for every man, all right? You the one sitting across the table, not me. But even when you listen to, you have to find out what a man values. And once you find out what a man values, and you can break it down to the individual man you're dating. Once you find out what he values, you have to see if he's investing it in you. Because if he's not, he is playing you. And there are a lot of people that want the women to go 50-50. I would say 95% of men that want a woman to go 50-50 is because they don't like you like that. They are having fun with you. You're good for right now. You're good for this. They don't like you like that. And they want to conserve because they look at investing in you and your time and they look at it as a waste of time, a waste of their money, a waste of resources. But yet and still wait till they meet the person they think, oh, this one, maybe they want to invest time, money, resources, every single thing that they can. Because when you truly like someone, you can't help but do it. When you truly like someone, you will pull the stars out of the sky to see them smile. The same way women fall in love and we get head over heels, men do that too. Men do that too. When they like you, we've been brainwashed to think that, like, no, they're stoic. They just don't know how to open up. They don't know about their feelings. They don't like this. Bullshit. When someone likes you, man or woman, they will become cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You will be their perfect. Like, they will pull the stars out of the sky to see you smile. And for anybody saying, no, that's not it. That's not it. They'll do it. They just won't do it for you. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with you. It just means it's not a good match. You go into a store. The shoes don't fit. They only got a size 7. You need a size 9. What you gonna do? Curse at the toe, cry, the shoe wouldn't fit me. This shoe said my feet were too big. Your feet aren't too big. You're just literally trying to force yourself into a size 7. And now you having this whole meltdown because you can't fit the size 7. It's a nice shoe for someone else, but that's not the shoe for you. Go find a pair of shoes you love that fits your feet like a glove. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with relationships. Someone not being into you, someone not investing in you, that is not in any way a thing on who you are, what you're worth, what you should accept. It's not. That's what they would do. Okay? Go find somebody that will, honestly. But also you need to know that, like, that's not a whole thing on who you are. But I will say, like my daddy always told me, it's not the mistakes you make, it's how long you take getting out of the mistakes. Maybe there are liars, cheaters, scoundrels, and this is for the person that's like, oh, but there are liars, cheaters, scoundrels all over. There are con artists, con men, people that just want to use you for your light, your body, your looks, your network, especially with social media. That's a new gag. Men social climbing off the backs of women, right? It's not new. They did it back in Victorian times. That's why people always went after the rich girls or lady this or lady that. They wanted to marry to get your money and your social status, right? That's how women retained power back then. There are liars, cheaters, scoundrels, abusers. They're everywhere. For you to actually talk to someone, go on a date with someone, even get into a relationship with someone that is not worthy of you, We live in the world. Just like there's a lot of good people, you're going to come across a lot of bad people. But my dad always said, the mark isn't, oh my God, I can't believe I got into this abusive relationship. I can't believe this guy was cheating on me. Come on. That's not the, okay. Everybody goes through that. The goal is, once you realize what's going on, baby, you got to move. You got to move. You got to move like your life depended on it. Because these people that seek to take advantage, these men, and I know men going to be like, and women too, but these men that seek to take advantage for whatever it is, they are out there. And baby, the same way the cheater tried to talk to you and you said no, and they talked to the next girl and the next girl and the next girl. What's the difference between you that they tried to talk to and the girl they're with right now? The only difference is you kept it moving because you're like, I'm not talking to a cheater. And the girl that they're with right now, and it's like, why did I stop and talk to a cheater? Okay, you did. Now move on. Because they tried it with me. They tried it with everyone. They're going to try. That doesn't mean that you're less than. It just means that you need to move, stick and move. Move on. Thank you, universe, for the shitty lesson. Now, let me walk about my business. Thank you, universe, for the shitty lesson. And then you just move along. It doesn't have anything to do with your self-worth. You see what I'm saying? It's like being around a dog that's biting everybody. Why'd the dog bite me? Because it's a dog and it bites and you walk too close. You didn't hear. Who cares? It happened. Move on. Move on.
Yeah, too, man. We live in times where the equality is like this, right? All right, these bitches is really getting to the chili. They RNs, they all type of shit in the medical field, dentists and all.
Look at this. Now they exposed him what he wanted. He want someone to take care of him the way his mom took care of him. You got all this money and you expected me to provide? But what? What's the problem? So you got all this money, but yet you want to lead? You want to be able to build? With whose resources? Mine? But then you want me to shut up and be submissive? Baby, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. It don't work because honestly, even when a man has money, if it's something that's affecting both y'all lives, it's like me, right? Can I go dollar for dollar with my man? No. Can I go penny for penny with him? Absolutely. Right? But whenever it's something that's affecting both of us, I'm still bought into the loop because I'm a human being he loves and respects. You feel what I'm saying? This man, just listen to him.
Little shit, they got good paying jobs and shit. So I'm not about to financially stress myself out paying 100% of a bitch bills that's really getting to this chili. Like, what the fuck? No, I'm not paying the bitch bills that's getting to this motherfucking chili, man. Hell no. Gonna get your ass.
So you don't want a girl that depends on you because she needs to do 50-50. But if she makes too much, now you got a problem with giving her anything. So if she can work to pay 50% of your bills, but if she makes more than you, now it's a problem. Now there's a problem. She getting to the chili. Why should she expect you to do anything for her?
On this program, all right? Speak this ism to you. Get your ass on this program. You feel me? And
let me just say this to any man that's on his program. You get on that program, you're gonna be sitting there with a beard that needs a shave, but you don't got money for the barber, with your dreads up, look like they need to be conditioned, and with a white beater that looks like you were out of Clorox bleach. I'm just saying. What's his program called? What's his program called besides need $40 for a barber to get a hot towel shave that his beard shaped up and his head? What is this thing?
I'm gonna use your finances as a tool too. We're gonna start a bit. We're gonna do something with your money you bringing in too. Cause we ain't spending 100% of mine, and I ain't got nothing but stress. That's the only thing I'm saving up is stress.
You know what I will say about being provider men also? I don't understand what the problem is. If a woman moves in with you, are you not, y'all living in a 1-bedroom apartment? I'm confused. Are you getting her own, like a luxury villa? I'm very, very confused. Most women move in with men and you guys get a 1-bedroom. Where's the stress? If she wasn't around, you still gonna have to get the 1-bedroom. I'm very, very, very confused. I'm very confused.
So I ain't saving up no money for a rainy day or nothing. You feel me? Because a lot of these bitches want to spend your money and keep theirs and fuck their money off on dumb shit. Going on trips and shit every month, every other month and shit. You know what I'm saying? Buying all this high-ass aesthetic shit. You feel me? Just throwing their money away. These hoes throw their money away every fucking day. Online shopping every fucking day, man. You feel me? The consumerism with them is so crazy. My thing is,
how are you clocking a woman's pockets that you were saying that you need? I'm very confused. How are you clocking another woman's pockets that you're supposed to be? You don't want to be provider. You want to pay 50-50, but yet you in her pockets about how she should spend her money because she's spent, and her money should be given to you so you can build and be a leader. Baby, this sounds like a pimp to me. I don't know.
I'm not financially stressing myself out to 100% provide for a bitch when she's capable and able-bodied and she's getting to this bread too. Like, nah, fuck that. We live in different times, man. Y'all trying to take old school shit and apply it to modern time. It's not the same. It ain't mixing. The old school shit not mixing with the modern times. Everything is about evolving and adjusting and growing. We're not in those days no more. We're not in them days where grandpa and pop and all them paid 100% of the bills because the warehouse job they had in those days, 90s and the 80s and the 70s, was good enough to take care of a whole family. We just don't have that no fucking more. You get what I'm saying?
You know what I will say also? This man is also just very ignorant, especially as a Black man, about the history of Black women. See, white women feminism, their goal was always to get out the house and work. Because even though, and again, everybody has their own struggle. It looks like with white women, when they were in the house, they had no say. They were subject to the man they were under. They were subject to their father. There was always a man that controlled their destiny. So they were in the house and yeah, the bills were paid and the kids, but they couldn't do anything. How dare you think that you can be a whole person and go out? But to this guy's point, the whole thing with Black women, that's something different. See, Black women historically, we've been fighting to actually stay in the house. You know, when he's talking about our grandfathers, our great-great, there used to be a law in World War II with the GI Bill. They didn't want Black soldiers to get the GI Bill. That's when you get, if you are a soldier, you can get a house because the government basically does a down payment and cosigns for you. It's home ownership. It helped build the middle class in America. The First World War, Black people, even though we fought, men fought, they couldn't eligible for the GI loan. The Second World War, Black people, or was it the Korean War? Might have been the Korean War or no, it was World War II. Black men, anybody that fought, was eligible for not just GI loans. Let me move it back. Sorry. Getting even like the pay and GI loans. For World War II, Black servicemen were paid not as much, but a decent wage. It was the first time in history that the woman didn't have to be out there busting her ass working, raising other people's kids, and she could be at home teaching and raising the future generation. And that enraged the racists of America, and back then, most of America was racist. Because for the first time, one check could pay for the whole house. And what Black women who historically never could stay home, never could raise our kids, we got to stay home. And we loved it. We could raise our kids. We could teach them about racism. We could do this. We could do that. We could be something we fantasized about, being stay-home moms. The same way white women, through their movements, what they fantasized about, being equals out in the workforce. We already were in the workforce. We had no choice. So what did they do? They invented IDs. If you think I'm lying, go Google this. It used to be after that, when women were like, my man, and the men that saw their mothers busting their ass was like, yo, I can afford that my wife and the mother of my kids can stay home and take care of the kids because they know what a hard job it was. But what happened? That created a work shortage. Because we were forced to be out in the work things, we were forced to be maids and nannies and all this stuff. And while we were maids and nannies, by the way, there was sexual harassment, there was rape, there was abuse. Sometimes you'd be like, okay, I worked the whole week. Your husband's been rubbing on my butt all week. Can I have my money? And they'd be like, yeah, we're not paying you this week. next week, and you had no choice, you had to eat it. So when your husband started being like, yo, we make enough, just stay in the house. They're like, all right, we're going to stay in the house, right? They weren't rich, but the wife could be in the house safe, because it was not safe for Black women in the house. As much as they want to be like, oh, men had to be in the fields and women were in the house, it wasn't safe for us in the house. But it was enough to stay home. Wasn't luxurious, but it was enough. So what did they do? They created a law, because it created a work shortage, because there weren't any cheap housekeepers, any cheap maids, any cheap all this stuff. So they created a work shortage, and they created a law that every Black woman had to carry an ID card at all times that showed that you were employed. It was illegal for Black women to be unemployed. Illegal to be a stay-at-home mom. Illegal. You had to belong to some house. And they would stop you on the street. And if you could not show your card, maybe you could get fined. You could get put in jail. You could do it. That's how the whole habit of sending kids to the store, because the women knew if they were on the street and they went to white neighborhoods, who do you work for? And that actually even put more violence on our community, because that means no matter how your boss was treating you as a domestic, because please believe you are not allowed to be in a regular job. You had to be a maid or a servant or a nanny or something. If your employer decided not to pay you, abused you, raped you, what were you going to do? What are you going to do? You needed to make sure you were registered to some job. That's the way. The fact that this man is speaking on the dynamic of Black women, providers, this and that, and he has no idea of what the history of what his mother's gone through, his grandmother, his great-grandfather, it's actually really, really sad. So when he talks about, oh, when your grandfather was in the factory, guess what? Your great-grandmother might not have been in the factory, but I bet you she had a part-time job sweeping somebody's floor, raising somebody's kids, selling plates out the backyard. The fact that women, and I'm speaking as a Black woman with 4 Black grandparents, the fact that our legacy as Black women have been erased, so that there is this fantasy that there was a time that only the men were out working and we were just sitting at home laid up. We were bringing stuff to the table too, and finding a way to bring money in the house too. But we also had to raise the kids. We fought for the right to raise our own children. And once we got that, we still had to sweep somebody's floor, sell some plates, do this, do that, to help your great-grandmother, your great-grandfather, and all these people that you're trying to act like this great wave of providers. It's very, very ignorant of the history. And it's very sad to me that your whole generation, men and women, let you be raised with this Cosby Show version of what our history as a people, and I feel like if more Black men knew the sacrifices that we've made as Black women as a whole into the culture, this whole provider conversation would be muted. It would be dead. But again, the patriarchy, racism, misogyny have completely erased. And again, I'm speaking as a Black woman. I'm sure if we are Indigenous, Latino, Asian, white, I'm sure everybody got their own thing, because the patriarchy erases all women. But it's as a Black woman, I can say, your mom needs to do a better job of educating you, your great-grandmother, your grandmother. But as women, we need to actually start speaking up. And the men need to speak up too. Because his dad and his great-grandfather's was somebody's son. And they saw their mom get into it. So, like, what's good? Anyway, let's keep going.
You got people, they got bachelors and all these other degrees and shit picking up a second job. Or half of them not even in the field that they went to get the education for. Like, what world do we motherfuckers live in? You feel me? Like I said, I ain't gonna make this long. I just want to add that on.
The truth about being 100% financial.
Last Sam said, y'all say that, then get pregnant by him. I have a question. When somebody says y'all say that, then get pregnant by him, could it be, are the same women getting pregnant by the same ain't-ish men? Or are there just a lot of men with that backwards way of thinking? I want to know. I want to know. Because unless everybody is sharing men, what are we really doing? But listen to this man.
Provider. I work a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? 2-2-3. So it's 2 on, 2 off type shit. I work half the month. I have absolutely no days off. So the days that I do go to work, I clock in at the battery plant, 12-hour shifts, then I come the hell home. My days off, like today, yesterday, I get up early in the morning.
Wait, hold on. Let me just say this. So John Baptist said, it's your mother's job to teach. Single mothers are single-handedly raising the same men they say they hate. Now, let me address this because this grinds my gears, right? Yes, it is a woman's job to teach. That's what mothers do. Mothers teach. But it's the man's job to stick around and be a father. How is it that we have a slew of men that are blaming mothers for their men in a patriarchal society not respecting or valuing women? If it's the mother's job to teach, it's the dad's job, the father's job to teach a boy how to be a man, to teach a boy how. Where's all these fathers? But it's okay for the father to completely abandon the child, and then the mother has to figure out a way to raise the man. Where's the men that's supposed to be raising these boys for men? Yes, we can look at the mother whenever a man is very anti-woman. But then again, I look at it as you always hate the parent that stayed. The parent that left, yeah, sometimes you grow up hating them. But most of all, the one that stayed, the one that works too much, the one that's stressed out, the one that's this, the one that's that, the one that don't got time, the one that's short-tempered, the one that's the one you get all the animosity to. And you start thinking, oh, but my dad would have been this. She probably chased him out because all that mouth. She probably did this. She probably did that. Man, if my dad was here, yeah, if and your dad was here, he would be doing the same thing he was doing before, not caring about nothing but himself. Yes, women need to teach, but it's crazy to me, John, that you would even put that male responsibility onto a woman. Let that sink in. How's it like, huh? Why am I in the conversation? Why are we in the conversation? Women need to teach the sons. Women now need to teach their daughters to be women, and we also need to teach our sons to be men. If only there was someone else that knew what it was like to be a man and could probably have more and even have a moral responsibility to raise that man. If only there was another man that created that man that had that responsibility. Ugh, if only. Damn single moms, it's their fault because they're raising the men that they say they hate. Mind you, also in a patriarchal society, it'd be nice if everybody could raise a freedom fighter, but we are raised under the boot of patriarchy. So like, what are you even talking about?
I go do Amazon Flex. I got up early this morning. I went and did Amazon Flex. I came home. I took a shower, put on some clothes, took my family out to the water park, Emerald Point. We spent a couple of hours out there, left at Emerald Point, came home again, changed clothes, went to a Chinese restaurant, did a buffet there, came home again. I took a little nap. Then I put this shit back on, and I'm doing Amazon Flex again. In the meantime, I had my neighbor. Where they at? Over there with that red truck right there. I had them come over here and cut my lawn. So I ain't got to do that. That saved me a little bit of time. And I'm carrying my ass back to work. That's the truth about being 100% provider. You know what I'm talking about? There's always go time. Either you dig on doing for your family, you at your real job, or you at some other type of side hustle. In between, you might get to take a nap. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't complaining. Just what I chose to do. You know what I'm saying? I chose a wife who had a job at the moment, and I was like, you know what? I don't want you to have to work. My wife has Graves' disease. Let that be clear. She has Graves' disease, so she got to go through a whole lot of shit. She get dizzy spells and all type of shit. I don't want her to have to work. So I was like, look, I will pay you what you was getting at your job. I pay you that every Friday if you just stay home, take care of the house. And she take real good care of the house.
And again, remember I said no relationship is 50-50. This man is a good thing of it. Listen, being a provider isn't easy, but he loves what he gets out of it. He keeps his woman safe. She has grave disease, so he don't want her out there struggling. But more importantly, like this man is well fed. His beard, unlike this bum saying it's a scam, his beard is well shaped up. His skin is glistening. You can tell when he walked through that house, he got the slippers. There is a hot meal. She is massaging his shoulders. They're sitting there laughing about the co-workers. You can tell that this is a true marriage and a partnership. Okay? And it's sad but when he's saying this, there's no animosity, there's no whatever, because he knows that he is getting a lot out of this.
I keep up my part. I clock in, I clock in, I clock in, and I clock in. I go get that bread, and I make sure that we are always straight. I schedule vacations and all that shit. We going on another cruise at the end of this month.
Clock it.
About being 100%.
I do apologize ahead of time because I'm going to hit a...
About being a provider. Now, baby, he is a real provider. Why? Because he recognizes that partnerships are never 50-50. In this season of the life, his wife is sick. He needs to step it up. They got bills. They got this. They got that. And he is stepping it up and always go, 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 go time. Because that's what you do for the person you love. And on the other hand, even though she is in a season where she is very ill, she is still doing what she can by keeping that house right. And again, this is what a real relationship is. But when you get somebody from the door being like, it needs to be 50-50, baby, they already trying to use you. Because they don't mean 50-50. They just mean that they want you to sacrifice and invest in them so they can lead, so they can this. They literally probably want you to slide them your bank card under the table so they can act like they're the ones paying the bill at Applebee's. But let's listen to one more thing.
But could you imagine being a provider, man, where you sit up here and work?
Who said that? Humpty Dance it, but he's complaining. He's not complaining. Do y'all know what complaining looks like? When did he say he was complaining? He was actually low-key. That's how I know y'all ain't been around provider men. Y'all, he was low-key bragging. My dad's like that. He was proud of the fact that he was holding down 3 jobs, coming in, taking a nap, blah, blah. He was bragging. He was bragging about the fact, he's like, and I'm about to schedule another cruise. Clock it. Y'all don't even know what a man proud of he obviously his love language is acts of service. And that man that was just talking, he is proud of what he can do for his wife. He is proud he can have her home. He even said, she got sick and I said, I don't want you working, come home. And he is proud that he is holding things down and they can still go on vacation, still afford stuff, still do that. Y'all don't even know what a provider man looks. Y'all, like when men are talking about the 3 jobs they have and they are full belly, shaved, glowing skin. Baby, that's my dad. That's bragging. That is bragging because they were raised to be providers. And the better you can provide, the more comfortable your family is. Mwah. It's chef kiss. That man was bragging. Trust and believe he was bragging.
All these hours and you're with the woman and you're trying to give her the lifestyle that she says she wanted and you're just working your best because you do love and you care for this woman, all for her to end up turning around and saying you was never home. I feel like we don't love each other anymore and I want to go see other people, even though the only reason you was away from the home was to work, to pay for the lifestyle that she says she wanted. Could you also imagine having kids in this situation and then as your kids start to get older, they feel like they don't know their father because their father is never at home because they're always working to provide this lifestyle where the kids never have to worry about money. Kids go to the mall, kids go to the movie, kids are going on vacation with their friends and they never have to worry about $1. That you put them in one of the best schools you possibly could have, all for them to turn around and being like, you was never there for me. Could you also imagine losing the house that you was paying for since you was the provider man, and then you end up losing it in the divorce, and you're now paying alimony since you probably stayed home. The wife stayed home to take care of the kids, and now you got to live in a 1-bedroom apartment as your ex-wife is living in the house you paid for with her new man?
And the kids, which I guess is you, even though this blanket says it all. This blanket says it all. There is a thing of boys that are not growing up to be men. Like, what? Okay.
And the kids still might be there, and now they live in like one big happy family for a structure that you built.
Working at Target taught me, unless I'm like a super millionaire, bro, which I will be, I would not be like one of them hardcore provider dude. Because every one of them I seen was absolutely.
Working at Target taught me. Let's continue. Again, there is something, I guess we need to take microphones out of young kids' hands, because what? All these kids are 19. You can't even provide for yourself. The last guy in the red and black fit looked straight up like he was still living in his mama's house. This kid, y'all still living in your mama's house.
Miserable, bro. I would literally be like a therapist up in there as a cashier, like a dude come in with his family on like a Sunday. He want to be watching football on this one off day, but he get dragged out with them. Wife rocking Lululemons and Golden Goose sneaker. They drive a Range Rover or Escalade. The wife and kids would go to get Starbucks, and every single time these dudes would complain to me about how much they hate their life, about how all they do is work all the time. Their wife spend all their money, and how they basically got no free.
This is a big conversation when you check it out at Target. Like, how long is this conversation going? I was behind that. I mean, like, sir, wrap it up. We're going to need you to wrap this up in 3 minutes. I really got to go. I'm double parked in the fire zone in front of Target. I got to go. I got to go. Can you please wrap this up?
Sometimes the combos would go deeper, too, and they'd be like, bro, we live in check to check. We could barely even afford it. Meanwhile, his girl's spending like $800, $1,000 at Target, bro. And finna go to Somerset Mall right after that. Bro, who would want that, bro? Now, imagine if both of them worked, they would be able to afford that stuff easily. They could lead their kids with generational wealth. You know, the average black person passed down $0 in generational wealth. And we over here crying about, you know, who go pay bills, all this, all that. So your kids could either have generational wealth, had a way easier, like start off way ahead. But now they not. They go start off behind the curve because you wanted to.
Are men okay? That's the last thing I'm going to say. Are men okay? You got kids and she's a stay-at-home mom. Do you guys know how much daycare costs? Do you know how much housekeepers cost? Do you know how much tutors cost? Like, being do they really think that stay-at-home moms just be chilling, eating like bonbons all day? Just like what?
Be super provider, super dad, and your girl spending your kids' future college money at Lululemon, and you keep.
How? But I'm confused because the man is the one at the counter paying. So what's really going on? What is going on? What is going
having
on?
to reverse mortgage your house so she can afford a Range Rover because she don't want to work. Now your kids don't have a paid off house they can sit. And you in tons of debt. You never gonna be able to retire, bro. You're cooked.
We got a new hustle unlocked.
Listen, and that's all I gotta say. Are the men on TikTok okay? There's a million conversations going on about this. I guess times are getting tough, but at the end of the day, I don't know what to tell them. Like, listen, women, all I'm saying is protect yourself. Protect yourself and make sure you choose you. And if you have children, you put your children first, because these new wave of men, and I say this across racial brackets, baby, it's something going on. It's something going. Listen, it's something going on. I don't know if it's a new administration, new thing, but there's something going on. Yo, protect yourself. Protect yourself. Protect yourself, because they trying to get you back in the house doing everything, and on top of that, you got to pay every bill. I don't know what's going on. Again, who said this? Kerry Johnson said, this kid needs to shut up. He don't know what he's talking about or anything about what it is to raise kids. Exactly. But the thing is, it's across brackets. It's across brackets. Listen. Anyway, guys, listen, let me get to recording because I have to go. I hope you liked the first episode of Someone Come Look at This. I'm going to be trying different things. We're going to work this out. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. I am trying to get to 700K before Christmas. If you can do that, I would really, really appreciate it. Regardless, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, wait, I don't know how to click off. Oh, wait, yeah, I do. Hold on. There we go. Wait, no. Hold on. Let's have another thing. Okay, now let's try it. Bye, everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know the one in the comments if you guys want me to do this more. It was actually pretty fun. Or I can start doing a podcast. Put a 1 in the comments if you like the live stream. Put a 2 if you like a podcast. Or put a 3 if you're just like, Tisa, get back to talking about the mess. I mean, I'm going to do what I want, but I still want to take the temperature. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you.